True Lithuania visits Lithuanian Scout camp near Los Angeles, Rambynas. Lithuanian Scouts are unique in America because it is a separate organization from General Scouts with separate traditions, and they have separate camps that cherish the Lithuanian heritage very much. So I am asking Nida, what is so unique about the Lithuanian Scouts?
Lithuanian Scouts are unique because we're a scouting organization. We are nationwide. We have territories throughout the US, in addition to Canada, Australia, and in Europe. And it's basically any scouting organization that is outside the country of Lithuania. And we celebrate our heritage, and we really are for God and country. And we like to instill in all of our young scouts, and it's of all ages, and they are co-ed, boys and girls. We scout together. It's always been a tradition of ours. And we particularly enjoy sharing the tradition, teaching the youth of tradition. During Soviet times, it was teaching Lithuanian heritage, and now post-Soviet times, it's keeping that Lithuanian tradition. So it is unique because we are a very heritage-based camp, and we run our own programs that are unique in the Lithuanian heritage camps as well, that are very different than, say, the Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts of America.
We are creating a map of Lithuanian heritage sites in America and the world, and an encyclopedia of Lithuanian heritage sites. Lithuanian camps are especially interesting for us because when we visit these camps, we find out that we have to mark on the map not only the camp itself, but also multiple monuments for Lithuanian famous figures that have been built in the camps to instill that Lithuanian atmosphere on the kids and everybody else who visit the camp. So what particular Lithuanian traditions are held here during those 2-week camps every summer?
Well, for the most part, we just run scouting programs, and you've got your just basic scout activities, whether it's hiking or it's, working with nature's products, building tents, or just learning how to be out, outdoors people. We also learn about Lithuanian heritage and traditions. We do have quite a few monuments here to celebrate many important people in Lithuanian history, mainly not only to honor their memory, but to keep the tradition alive so that future generations would see that this was an important individual, whether they were important to Lithuanian heritage or even to our own organization's scouting heritage.
In the United States of America, arguably 700,000 or maybe over 1 million people are of Lithuanian ancestry, and many of them no longer speak Lithuanian, especially the children. So if such a family would like to send their children to Lithuanian Scouts, would that be possible? Is it accessible in the English language?
Absolutely. We are all inclusive, especially now in newer generations. Of course, we try to encourage the kids just because immersion in speaking a language and actually working with it is the best. We do encourage the kids to speak as much Lithuanian as possible because that's how you may have a new learning speaker learn how to speak as well. But those who are not Lithuanian speakers do have a place in our organization, and would do the best we can to accommodate that so that they can learn as much as they can in the scouting programs that we offer. And through learning our program, whether it's translated in English and actually trying to say some of the words themselves and learn what the meanings of the words are, we find that a lot of kids who come to the camps and maybe were not familiar with the language do start to learn a little bit of Lithuanian, how it sounds, a few words here and there, and that's how we start to grow their rich tradition of knowing Lithuanian, not only history, but also their language as well.
Yes, as I understand, this camp, Rambynas, and other Lithuanian scout camps in America basically emerged after Lithuania was occupied by the Soviet Union, and Lithuanian-Americans tried their best to ensure that their children would not forget about Lithuania and their culture and their history, and these 2 weeks are like a possible place for a crash course on all that.
I would say our camps, even myself, I've grown up here. I have attended camp really since I was a young girl. And it's been over 40 years of my involvement with the Lithuanian Scouts here in the West Coast chapter. And I have to say that my experience every time to this day, I feel like I'm in a little Lithuania here. for those 2 weeks. We all live together, we work together, we share meals together, and having that community, hanging out with one another, that's really what you feel. You almost feel like you're in another country within a country, because we celebrate so much heritage and speaking Lithuanian as much as we can, and following traditions through songs, through our work. In the program itself, the scouting program, it has a very long history going back to Lithuania, to even the early days of scouting. And many folks who were displaced even during World War II and beyond, they carried that scouting tradition, and it spread really across the world. They kept those traditions, and now we celebrate them at our camps here. So it's passing on all of that was so near and dear to scouting, even back in Lithuania pre-Soviet occupation times.
Indeed, visiting such a camp is a unique experience, and you can visit all of them, including Rambynas, virtually at the map.truelithuania.com, map of Lithuanian-American heritage, and global.truelithuania.com, encyclopedia of Lithuanian-American heritage, where we have visited, photographed, and marked every of the great Lithuanian memorials and other buildings that exist in all these camps all over North America. Thank you very much, and I hope this video encourages more people to join the Lithuanian Scouts of America.